that, and then I'm still in that shot.
Well,
you need to just push it over towards me more.
why do you keep moving?
No, you were closer to me. There we go. This is
Hey! I just sucker punched my own butt.
you totally did.
Okay.
I think I like this one. I think it looks a lot better.
Down? You like it on the table?
No, I mean,
because I can move this down.
if you want to.
Hey, are they waiting on us? Just wondering.
Oh,
Probably.
she just joined.
Amelia is her name. Did you see that?
Well, now it's on.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, Kelly,
Hold on.
Hold on. Okay, she's getting her headset on too.
Okay. I'm good.
No, you're not good. It wasn't ready.
Hello. I can't hear myself.
It's okay. There we go. I love it. She's the most prepared so far. No, I can't hear you.
Hold on.
That's on me.
It's on her. No.
Yep. I don't know.
Are you sure?
Tell
Right.
me to keep talking for us.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah.
It worked.
holy moly.
Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
It needs to be turned down for me. You're on it?
Oh, we're
Okay.
talking to the producer.
Okay.
Don't worry. Oh, I see your kitty.
Yeah. My best friend's behind me just because I wanted to introduce her because I figured YouTube would be the only ones that might understand. I call her Borg 2.
Oh, hi.
She and I have a relationship much like you two do.
Aw.
Currently trying to untangle my mother.
But I figured I'd introduce her since, you two literally are the only people I know that,
Would understand.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's so cute.
We used to look alike before this one lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah.
That's
So now I have to lose a bunch of weight to catch up.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
Are you going to have the surgery next?
No. No.
She is adamant. She's like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, she's watched what I've gone through, and so right now she's just doing healthy boot camp a la Mia.
Ah,
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
hey,
Get
Mark,
it
I mean, I'm starting to lose it.
It's like crackly.
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Quality.
Okay.
It is what it is.
I just want to make sure.
Sorry, our producer is over here.
That's fine.
So when you see us like look over in that direction, that's what we're doing.
Is that if I need to do anything, I have another headset, but like my headsets are all gaming headsets, so the other one has a mic that comes out here.
No, you sound actually really good.
Yeah, I think she's just a little too loud for me. Here, talk some more.
I can turn myself down if I need
Oh, no,
to.
that's better. That's a lot better.
I'm perfect.
And it's not down.
I mean, I know
yet,
we know I'm perfect, but
Oh, man. Oh, man. No, but we do know that you're 4 times louder than the average person.
yes, that is
So-
an accurate statement that I am actually 4 times louder than the normal person.
Hold on, sorry.
Nope.
I'm just I have a little extra light back here
Ah, there you go.
so that I'm not so.
Oh, there you go. I like that. I love
Yeah.
your glasses.
Thank you. There we go.
Do you need me to plug in the Google Lights at all?
No, it should be fine. You are dismissed.
You're just- I love it.
My penis.
Oh, I
Oh,
hope you
man.
know that all of this is being recorded for our patrons.
Yeah.
So they are going to hear all of it.
I love it.
Oh, I need to grab my coffee. Hold on.
Oh, you're connected. Be careful.
I am. I'm just going right here.
She's got hers too.
I got to have my coffee.
Well,
Oh, I love it. I saw
yeah.
it there.
Is that?
Yeah, and my Hogwarts hoodie. Unfortunately, yay bariatric life. Right now, I am off of coffee
Oh,
Yes.
dang.
Yeah, that's the thing.
because I've been dealing with a lot of heartburn, which
Mm.
with after having the bypass, if you have heartburn, it's either something in your diet or something that will require surgery.
Ooh.
So we're
Alright.
trying coffee.
Yeah.
Well,
I
or we're
would
trying
too.
lack of coffee.
You're gonna have to tell us
So-
more about that here in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want me to?
yeah.
Okay, so I'll bring us in.
Mhm.
We're gonna start off with because this is gonna be our actual October check-in. So this is gonna actually drop on Thursday, right? Is it this Thursday or next?
This Thursday. Yeah.
And we have heads not
Amanda,
today.
stop.
So this is our check-in. So we're gonna do your story. Think about the things that you want to tell us, and then we'll hop onto Halloween stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know you love Halloween, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I do too.
And we
So-
want to hear like your baking, like what you have kind of like developed with bariatric cooking and like how you kind of changed how you cook maybe. And then we also do want to talk about like Halloween costumes and things like that.
Yeah, well, and you can't see it, but my entire desk is covered with bariatric treats that you can give for Halloween.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Love
Let's
it.
do it.
All right. So I'm gonna bring us in. So
Okay.
welcome back, everyone.
Hello, OSLP family.
Yeah. So this is gonna be our October check-in, everyone.
Yep.
So thank you for listening.
Yes.
And now we're in October with Halloween time.
Yep.
It's my birthday month,
Yes.
and we decided to bring on a special guest. that
Yes.
loves Halloween probably more than we actually do, but we love Halloween too.
Yes.
So this is one of our followers. Her actual handle is Seriously Strange.
Yes. Which is perfect.
Underscore
because-
stomach.
Yeah. Underscore stomach. And I personally love it because I am a Potterhead through and through. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, we have to follow her.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
that is a must. So go ahead and say hi to everybody.
Hi guys.
Yeah. And her first name is Amelia, correct?
Yep. Yep.
So everybody just say hi to Amelia. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I will say most people know me as Mia though, so if that's
Yeah.
easier.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever
yeah.
you prefer.
Yes,
whatever you
we can do
prefer.
Mia. So we're gonna jump in a little bit into your story.
Yeah.
We always like to start with your why
And your stats.
and your stats. So if you could tell us like your reason for getting bariatric surgery and then maybe your stats, and we can start from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the quick version of my why is that I had a friend named Jay that he was a very large man and he suffered many complications due to his weight. He had at one point tried to go through the process to get bariatric surgery, but he couldn't pass the psychiatric evaluation. And so I watched him struggle for years, and eventually he ended up passing away of a pulmonary embolism that went to his heart that was caused by his weight at the age of 35.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
Um,
That's scary.
and at his funeral, I essentially, went up and promised his family that I was going to do what Jay wasn't able to.
Oh.
And I tried for years to do it on my own with diet and exercise, monitored by my doctor. I was able to lose 25 pounds and I kept it off for 3 years, but my body just didn't want to let anything else go, no matter what I did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I started the process to get bariatric surgery.
Well, that is a amazing story. Amazing why. I'm sure your friend Jay would be so proud of
So
you.
proud.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
I got goosebumps.
his family are a huge support, and they've been there the whole way, and they're always there to cheer me on. And
That's
Aw.
awesome.
So cool. I love that you're still connected with them.
Yes.
yeah,
And that they are such a great support system, because support system is key to being successful.
oh yeah, and as you guys know, I'm all about building your support system and making it, because you know, you'll find where your support system is with this life, and you need it. It
Mhm.
Yeah.
is super important.
Definitely.
So what was your highest weight?
My highest weight was 385 pounds.
Wow.
Okay. And what are you at now?
Right now I'm at 176.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Good for
Wow.
you.
Over 200 pounds.
Yep.
That is crazy.
I did originally have the sleeve gastrectomy
Okay.
in
Oh,
August of 2015.
okay.
Um,
Because I had mine in 2015. So yeah, we're 5 years apart on that one.
yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then after complications after a miscarriage in the summer of 2018. Wait.
It's okay.
Yes, sorry. I had the miscarriage in 2018, and after that I ended up gaining almost 80 pounds back.
Oh wow.
I'm chronically ill with
Mhm.
multiple things, a couple of them being a hormone disorder and a clotting disorder.
Mm.
So after the miscarriage, my hormones were way out of whack, but because of the clotting disorder, they can't give me any hormone therapy.
Oh.
And so my surgeon said, well, if we go in and we do a conversion from the sleeve to the Roux-en-Y, that changes your hormones.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that is a safe way to adjust your hormones back to a normal level.
Ooh, and then you don't have to take medications or anything.
Yeah, and I can't, I
Yeah.
literally. So, I talked to my husband and we considered it, and I really didn't want to do it.
Mm.
But after a while of just, exercising 5 or 6 days a week for an hour or 2 hours, trying to eat well and all of that, it just kept coming. So I eventually gave in, and I had the conversion in May of 2019.
Okay.
And at that point, I had gained back to 270 pounds.
Wow.
Okay.
So then you re-lost another 100.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you get down to with your sleeve?
My lowest weight with my sleeve was 192.
Okay. Okay. And then you gained 80 and then lost about another 100.
Holy
Yep.
moly.
Wow.
You've been through a lot,
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just an understatement of the year.
Seriously.
But now you understand why my friend is not ready to jump on that train yet.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
get it. It's a difficult road.
It is.
And you have to be 100% on it. Because it's one hell of a road.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody's journey is different. So, I mean, I would
Oh
always,
yeah.
even like when your friend was saying that, I was like, no, everybody has a whole different journey. So yours
Mhm.
could be a completely opposite of what your friend's
Mhm.
going through.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now we know what you've gone through a little bit, and we're like, yeah, that's a hell of a journey.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Somebody who I have chronic illnesses also. So I definitely connect with you on that level. Having chronic illnesses is just, it's tough all on its own. And then when you add in, weight on top of it, it just makes it extra hard to get the weight off because of the medications that you're on, or, that
Oh
you
yeah.
exercise like normal, or, any of those things. So, I mean, I totally understand you on that.
So where did you get your sleeve and the RNY done at? Was it the same place, same doctor? or-
Yes. Yes. My doctor's name is Dr. Jeffrey D. Simone. He works through Crouse Hospital here in Syracuse, New York. there are 3 surgeons at the practice now, I believe. But when I had my surgeries done, there were just 2. There was him and Dr. Cooper. But their practice is amazing. I've highly recommended them to anybody in the area. And one of the wonderful things is they will also take on patients that have had surgery elsewhere, but have found the aftercare lacking.
Okay.
There's a practice around here that has a lot of advertising. And so people think of bariatric surgery and they think of that practice in particular, and they have multiple locations. And I've heard from a lot of them that they don't do great with their aftercare,
Oh, no.
especially past a year out.
Oh,
So what is the aftercare that you've received then?
I mean, I have never not been able to see my surgeons. You know,
great.
even that I was 3 years out with the sleeve when I got pregnant, and I still, it wasn't even like I hadn't seen them in forever and I had to go through hoops to make an appointment. I'd seen them like 3 or 4 months before.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
They say, okay, well, we recommend that we see you in this amount of time. When do you want to come in?
Oh, nice. That's awesome. I
That's
love that.
Really a good support.
Yeah, it sounds like a great support. Did you also feel supported through like a nutritionist, therapist there? Did any of those?
Yep. They have everything there.
Great.
And the other great thing is that almost all of their nurses are bariatric patients.
Oh, wow.
okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they understand on a level that others don't.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the head nurse that was on the post-op floor when I had my sleeve, like, she's my angel.
Oh.
Because I had a really hard time the first few days of recovery. I actually was in the hospital for 3.5 days with
Wow.
my sleeve. And
Wow. What happened?
it was just because I'm on so many medications, and at that time they didn't have an actual bariatric post-op floor. It was just the general post-op floor.
Mm.
So the nurses there weren't understanding of, you know, the specifics of post-op bariatric.
Mhm.
And, you know, they brought in the little 30 milliliter cups and they would crush up 12 pills
Wow.
and
Wow.
make me drink that. And it just came right back up,
Yeah.
obviously.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, you have to, you can't go home until you can keep that down.
Wow.
And I don't think even somebody who didn't just have 90% of their stomach cut out could keep that down.
No,
Yeah.
like I'm like gagging as I'm thinking about it. Like, oh,
Why didn't they just put that in your IV? Like, I don't understand.
Well, and that's eventually the head nurse, you know, she was like, why didn't you tell me before? It's like, I tried, but they kept saying that you weren't on the floor.
Wow. That sucks.
What jerk faces.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So once I actually got to talk to her, like, she ordered the baby simethicone for me. She ordered the IV meds. She gave me she gave me my anxiety meds. She gave me my sleep meds, and like everything was chill. And I was out there the next day.
Nice.
Wow. That's
See,
awesome.
So like
That
every
lady.
time.
Yeah. You're like, well, I wasted 2 days. Awesome.
Yeah. So now
Stuck
every
in the
time,
hospital.
I'm in the office, I'm like, Catherine.
Oh,
Now I get why you say that
that's-
she's your angel.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes so much
Yeah.
sense.
I love her.
So how was your post-op experience with the sleeve?
It was uncomfortable.
Okay.
and scary because at that point, my husband did not live up here, and we weren't married.
Oh, okay.
I had met him when he was going to college up here, but you lived in South Carolina.
Okay.
So when I had the surgery, he wasn't here, and I was actually living with my ex. Because that was my only living situation option at the moment. My sister let me stay with her for a week after I came home from the hospital. But she's worse than me when it comes to worrying.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm like, Sarah, just reassure me that everything's okay. She's like, everything's okay. Sarah, you're not helping.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dang.
So, I mean, it wasn't that the recovery was actually bad. It's just that I have massive anxiety. And, as like, I needed my sister to be there and be like, it's okay. But she worries worse than I do. So,
Oh. Well, at least you had somebody that was worried about you.
Yeah,
That's nice.
There you go.
yeah. No. So I had to call the on-call a couple of times with some questions. But luckily they're awesome. The on-call, whether it was my surgeon or the other surgeon, always got back to me within half an hour max.
Wow.
I think the longest was 45 minutes once, and that was because he was in the OR.
Oh.
And he apologized profusely, and I don't even remember what the question was. It was probably about taking some sort of medication.
Oh, okay.
But when I look back in the long run, as far as recovering from surgery, it was fairly complication free.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Good.
So you had a good experience up until you started the regain, and then eventually miscarried, and
which I want to make clear to people that had nothing to do with the sleeve.
Okay.
That
I was going to ask.
That had nothing to do with the sleeve. That I had been told my whole life that it would be very difficult for me to conceive. And then I had suspicions that it would be difficult for me to carry. And then when I got pregnant, and I went for the confirmation scan, they sent me directly to the hospital because I was 6 weeks along, and because of the clotting disorder and having been unmonitored for 6 weeks, they were worried that I could have already thrown some blood clots.
Oh.
That's scary.
And then luckily I hadn't. When I went to the OBGYN, we just talked, and essentially, the chance of a successful pregnancy with both me and the baby surviving was very low, and it was incredibly dangerous for me to continue carrying.
My heart breaks for you. That's
That's
awful.
I hate it when people have to make that decision.
Right?
That just is like not, oh, I'm sorry, girlfriend. That's not fun.
So how long after the miscarriage did you have your RNY?
The miscarriage I had in the end of July of 2018, and I had the RNY in May of 2019.
Okay.
Originally it was actually going to be either December or January. 2018, end of 2018, beginning of 2019.
Okay.
But my insurance initially denied it.
Really?
Why did they deny it?
Because they said that my surgeon didn't provide sufficient proof of necessity.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That's just paperwork talk. It's
I
like,
hate insurance.
Well, and that's exactly what, when I talked to the insurance guy, at their office. He's like, don't worry, we do this all the time. Unfortunately, it's going to set us back a few months, but we will get it approved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, you're going to have to come in and we're going to have to say that you have like that your reflux is, you know, just so bad, like so bad. We can't. No.
Can't handle it.
Yeah. And he's like, but we'll get it. I was like,
I
okay.
like your doctor then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you relieved when you got to wait a few extra months, or were you disappointed?
I was disappointed mostly because I very much like I have to psych myself up for something like that. And so I was like, you know, since I was so hesitant to do it in the first place, I was like, okay, this is gonna be it. 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 I got the call, and he's like, "Hi, this is Ben. You got denied." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Takes
You
it the hard
know.
way.
Yeah.
You're
You're like, but I had my self psyched up for
Yeah.
this.
I'm like, but what? No.
Yeah. Like, no, we're still doing surgery.
Yeah.
Well, but then eventually you got it.
Yeah.
And how was your post-op experience with the RNY versus the sleeve?
Yeah, even like just surgery itself, because we haven't interviewed a lot that actually had the RNY.
Yeah.
Worlds different.
Really?
Like so much easier. I
Huh.
seriously, I swear I woke up out of recovery so much easier.
Okay.
They brought me up to the recovery room. By this time they have a post-op bariatric floor specifically.
Which is
Nice.
probably a huge help all in
Yeah.
itself.
Yep. And I had my own room. That's part of the post-op bariatric floors. Everybody gets a private room.
Nice.
And I had made sure ahead of time this time to have my surgeon put in an order for both sleep medication and anxiety medication.
Nice.
Because I didn't know to do that last time. And the nurses gave me hassle about that, and that they were trying to crush up my sleep and anxiety pills and make me take them that way. And
So ridiculous.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
and as I'm sure anybody with chronic illness can understand, I have somewhat of a medical knowledge from, you know, being surrounded by it for my
Mhm.
entire life.
Yeah.
And I also have a lot of medical professionals in my family, and I did some junior EMT training when I was a kid.
Oh.
All this stuff. So I know certain things. And so I would ask, like, can I please just get a push of Ativan? I'm like, 1 milligram is fine. That's it. Like, just, you know, whatever. And automatically they're like, how do you know how to order a push?
Yeah.
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 We're using our terms. What's going on?
They look at you like,
Yeah.
are you,
Drug seeker.
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
I hate that. I
And-
actually had a doctor once. We call him Dr. Asshole. And he basically insinuated that I was a drug seeker. And
yeah.
I was not curled up on the floor crying and like shaking from pain that I was a drug seeker.
I've
And-
unfortunately had to deal with a lot of those. Some of them simply because of the way that I look. Luckily nowadays that happens less.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of the day and age or my day and age. Or, you know, but I do get a lot of doctors that don't, you know, I can't say, yes, I have a medical degree, therefore, you know, they're like, oh, why do you know this?
Yeah.
But no, the recovery was just like so much easier. I went home in a day and a half.
Wow.
You know, I felt fine. I was able to, they actually let me have, the only problem I had was when I woke up, they must have had a hard time intubating me because my throat was really raw.
Oh, okay.
And so like I was like, you know, when can I move to stage 3, which is, hot liquids,
Okay.
Oh,
because
okay.
I just wanted some decaf tea.
Mm.
And so that night, because I had it first thing in the morning, that night they let me have tea, which they were like, this is way too early, but and I sipped on that tea all night. And then the next morning they're like, well, here, try some Jello.
Oh, wow.
And,
That's
and
fast.
yeah. And they're like, well, in the the next morning, if you can, sip 2 ounces of protein shake and keep it down, we'll let you go home. I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
So you
And-
mentioned stages. I don't think that we know what the stages
Yeah, we
are.
didn't have stages like that.
So if you
Oh,
can kind of
really?
run us through,
Yeah.
what are these stages?
Actually, my OCD might come in handy here. I think, without garroting myself.
That's okay. We can have silence. We'll get it cut out.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't even worry.
That's why we pay the producer the big bucks. is to
With his big thumbs up.
with his big thumbs up.
Ha 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 ha. I got it.
Awesome.
She still has it, y'all.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so it's different for all practices, but from what I understand, most practices do go through the stages. But like here with ours, they do stage 1 through 3 in the hospital. So like stage 1, water 4 hours following surgery, you'll be allowed sips of water. You're in stage 1 for approximately 4 hours and should be able to drink approximately 60 milliliters or 2 ounces per hour.
Okay.
Wow.
And then stage 2 is sugar-free, clear, cool liquids. This will be your diet the first day in the hospital. Includes dairy-free, caffeine-free, sugar-free, non-carbonated beverages, water, Crystal Light, sugar-free popsicles, cold decaf tea and broth, sugar-free gelatin.
Interesting.
Wow.
I think I only drink water the whole time in the hospital.
Yeah, it was funny because we were only allowed, we weren't allowed to drink anything for 24 hours
Yeah.
after.
Something
So,
like that.
or it was like 12 hours or something like that. So we only had like one of those little sponges that you could like dip
Yeah.
in water. And so it's funny that they let you
So RNY is so different.
drink so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, in my brain, I'm thinking, wow, that's quick.
Yeah.
Just because you
Yeah.
didn't get to do
Well,
that.
I think, in all honesty, I think that when I had the conversion to RNY, they let me get away with, skipping through the stages a little quicker because I had already been through the sleeve. So
Okay.
I kind of knew how it went.
You had a
Yeah.
basic knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I already knew how my body would respond to that sort of thing
Okay.
to a certain extent. I mean, obviously it's different because it's totally
Yes.
different surgery, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then stage 3 is before you leave.
Stage 3 is what it says. It's what you go home on. It's high protein full liquids, which is protein shakes, essentially. Protein shakes, high protein milk, soy milk, Greek yogurt, protein pudding.
Wow.
Okay. I don't
Wow.
think I've ever had protein pudding. Have you?
It's just like flavorless protein powder that you can put in pudding.
Oh.
And you just mix
Yeah,
it.
or like Body Tech makes protein pudding powder, which essentially is just protein powder that you put less milk in, and it's
Oh.
kind of gross.
It sounds kind of gross.
It does.
I'm like, oh no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
let's
good on
not.
that point.
It's kind of, yeah.
So now obviously you are doing well. You kind of have a handle on things. Obviously, you've kept off the weight. But you're still newly,
She's a year out.
a year
Yeah,
out.
I'm about a year and a half out.
Yeah.
And
How do you feel?
I mean, as far as weight loss surgery goes, I feel pretty good. like I said, I recently have been dealing with some heartburn issues, which
Mm.
you're not supposed to have with RNY.
Mhm.
And when I was doing some researching, they, it's the resources I found said that generally post RNY reflux happens due to, like eating too fast or
Mhm.
eating too high of like greasy fat content,
Okay.
or just certain diet triggers in general, like high acid,
Mm.
coffee, chocolate, stuff like that.
Okay.
I couldn't stand greasy, high fat before any surgery in
Okay.
the first place, so that's not a problem.
It's apparently the caffeine.
Well, I figured, like, out of everything, the only thing on the list that really could be the trigger would be coffee.
Okay.
So I was like, because I tell people that I was taught how to make coffee by a sailor, my grandfather. And he used to teach me that coffee wasn't done until you had to chew it.
Oh, so it's like
It's super strong.
yeah.
Yep. I like my coffee super strong too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, because I'd get like quad shots of espresso to mix with my protein shake. Like,
Yep.
I don't do the whole double shot. Like, I go right to the quad.
Yeah.
I
No, that's-
love strong coffee.
Yeah, that's the same with me. And like regular coffee tastes so watered down to me.
Exactly.
And so my husband's like, well, maybe just try some regular coffee. So when we got breakfast yesterday, I actually got a regular, like a cafe au lait at my favorite cafe, and I was like,
No.
it just tastes like I'm drinking warm, watered down protein shake.
Yeah.
That's not
No.
fun.
No.
Protein shakes sometimes are hard to get down anyway, let alone it be warm and gross. Like,
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
can't do warm protein
mm-mm.
shake.
They
I
have to be
mean,
ice cold.
yeah. Well, especially for you.
Yeah.
Because you like it like blended. She likes it
Yeah.
blended.
I like making mine.
So speaking of protein shake, so what kind of are the foods that you eat on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Well, I will slap my own wrist here. During this COVID, I have reverted back to eating a lot of prepackaged protein stuff,
Like what?
which like protein bars, protein snacks,
Okay.
stuff like that. Instead of having a meal for lunch, I'll just go grab a protein bar, because I have, like, I don't know if either of you have seen any of my posts of my protein drawer. But I have-
yes.
I have a drawer full of protein stuff, and I'll just go and literally grab and go back to whatever I was doing. A lot of the times I have multiple doctor's appointments throughout the day, so I'll throw a protein bar in my purse and I'll just eat that.
Yeah.
So I have fallen back into that, which is it's not the worst thing.
I was gonna say, it's not bad.
No, it's not like you're
Yeah.
out there eating brownies and like eating
No.
your ice cream and going to McDonald's. Like,
But it's definitely not great. This far out, I should be eating whole foods, which
Well,
I do. But I've been working on it more the past couple of weeks. Getting more whole foods back in my diet. And one thing that I do a lot differently now than I did with the sleeve. With the sleeve, I was very, very strict with my diet.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
carbs were a no-no. I joked about my OCD with having the bariatric thing, but I do actually have OCD. And when it comes to tracking food, I can get too serious with it.
Okay.
Yeah, too obsessive. Yeah.
And I did with the sleeve. And, my nutritionist would give me, an approximation, a range for my carbs. And if I hit like the lower end of that range, that was too much.
I
Who does
understand
that sound like?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was me. Totally.
I
And
yell at her all the time.
Yeah, she's like, there are some okay carbs, Kelly. And I'm
yeah,
like, no, all carbs are bad.
No, your
Like,
body runs on that.
Yes.
It needs it.
it
so.
does need some of it.
Yeah.
I
No,
was
it needs it, not just some of it. It needs it. You're so
And
anti-carb that
I
you don't
still
realize
am very
like,
anti-carb.
the science behind it is saying you need carbs to
Yes.
function. Your brain needs to fully function at a certain amount of carbs. And if you don't do that, then you get dumb.
It
and you-
scares me.
And you do it all the time. You're like,
I
I
know.
need something to eat. I feel dumb. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, because you're not eating carbs at all. Like, what do you expect?
See, that's why we have good friends right there to be like, eat some fucking carbs.
yeah.
Like, she was sick and she's like, I think it's the carbs. Like, you're fucking crazy.
I'd eaten like a little bit more carbs than normal. And I'm like, it's the carbs.
I was like,
They're
"Are-
killing me.
It couldn't be your 3 autoimmune diseases. It's got to be those carbs. And I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah. So I get you on that level of like going too strict.
Yeah, like I am very, very fruit and veggie based. Like I'm that weird kid that always wanted, come on,
She's like,
that always
Mom.
wanted fruit and veggies over
Yeah.
everything else.
Mhm.
My mom used to have to yell at me because I wanted broccoli for breakfast.
that's hysterical.
Oh my God.
People think that I'm like being facetious when I say that broccoli is my favorite food.
There's
but-
nothing wrong with that.
No, I like that.
I love
It is-
broccoli.
It is legitimately my favorite food.
I mean, you might get that
And-
smelly, but that's
So, and I was just like, I wasn't eating any fruit or any of the higher carb veggies because they were carbs, you know?
You're
and-
restricting veggies as well.
Yeah. And
Wow. Okay.
my nutritionist was like, you can have these, like, you know,
Mhm.
just keep it to a half a banana or have a small apple, or berries are, you know, high in fiber. So those, and I was just like, nope. But this time around, I'm as long as they are healthy carbs and I am keeping a check on it,
Yeah.
I'm allowing myself.
Good.
Last week, Angie came home with a butternut squash like this,
Oh, wow.
probably
big.
between 15 and 20 pounds.
That is crazy.
So,
What are you
she's a
doing?
truck driver. So,
Oh,
she-
got it.
there was a roadside farmer stand and it was like $2.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
So I took a quarter of it and made some butternut squash bisque.
Yum.
Okay.
And I made it with bone broth,
That sounds
and
amazing.
you know, added some carrots, onions, celery, apple, blended it all up, you know, all this stuff. And that is probably a good 25 to 30 carbs for a cup to a cup and a half serving.
Yeah,
but-
but you're eating healthy. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
all
it's
good for
all
you.
whole foods.
Yeah.
I mean, you spoke of COVID when you were saying how like you've let more like snacky foods more than whole foods, but you have to remember to give yourself grace. Like
Yeah.
we are in a totally different world.
Yeah. 100%.
And you know, we are stuck in our homes essentially we were stuck in our homes for months. And so you have to remember to give yourself grace, like, and remember that it's okay if you have those snacky foods. Like we don't eat much. So it's hard
Yeah.
for us to justify making a full meal when we're going to eat 2 ounces of it.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
hard.
It's very difficult on that end. So just remember, give yourself some grace. I always
Yeah.
talk about giving
She
yourself
does.
grace and that I never give myself grace.
Yeah.
So
Stop to yell at her.
yeah, so you can yell at me all you want.
Yeah, I do it too.
You're like,
I'm
remember,
always-
it's okay. And
I
then
could-
you're like, you're horrible, pointing at yourself.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, why are you so hard on yourself by getting the snacks? Because you named all protein snacks.
I know. I guess it's just because, you know, I mean, I would never yell at somebody else about it, but I would be like, you know, you should be working on having whole foods in there, because while yes, they're protein snacks, they're loaded with other stuff. And
Mhm.
especially protein bars have a lot of saturated fat in them.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
So you don't want to rely on them too heavily, especially if you're having more than one a day.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Especially also considering a lot of people that have bariatric surgery have heart concerns, or have had heart concerns, or have
Yes.
familial histories of it.
Okay.
So saturated fat is something that you want to keep an eye on.
Well, and it makes
Yeah.
sense with your friend passing away from heart issues. Like, it makes sense that you would want to make sure that everybody is aware of that.
Yeah.
And that, it can cause heart issues. And when you are a bigger person, you are more than likely going to have or have had heart issues, or, a whole slew of other things. So you want to keep that in check. So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I've
there's-
also just I grew up in the country, so I've always been, Whole Foods person.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Not like religiously Whole Foods, but
Mhm.
I've always been that person that I prefer real food.
What is your trigger foods? Do you have any?
I only have a couple
Okay.
that are absolutely like, I can't have this because I won't stop.
Yeah.
And they're weird.
I want to know now.
Not like weird, but weirdly specific, I guess.
Okay.
Pancakes,
Oh, yeah.
like real pancakes. When I think of it, I honestly, this is so stupid because they're not really all that good, but I think of Denny's fluffy buttermilk pancakes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
I mean, I can make
Because-
you a mean pancake, but yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's it. Is that like, it's not necessarily that I want them from Denny's. It's just because all of like the bariatric options aren't fluffy. They're all like super dense and,
Yep, they're
and
thin and
Yeah.
yeah, so it just doesn't hit the spot, because that's the other thing. I'm not so much like a taste person. I'm very much on texture.
okay.
Okay.
Which goes to my other thing,
Okay.
marshmallows.
Oh, that's a new one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have not had a marshmallow in 6 years.
Oh, good job.
I have tried to figure out how to make low carb marshmallows. I made a batch of them, but the thing is like they just don't really taste like much.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were marshmallows, but they just didn't taste like much.
No.
Because you're a baker, right?
No.
No.
Actually, I have been baking for my blog because a lot of people want the baking recipes, but I at heart am a chef.
Oh,
I
okay.
suck at baking.
Well,
It's normally
okay.
one or the other.
You made that cherry. What was it? It was
yeah,
cherry. muffin.
the Black Forest brownies.
Yes.
Ooh.
And oh my God. Like, I saw this and I'm just like, you can send some this way
Yes.
because I love me some cherries. And oh my God, I'll have to show you on Insta.
Yeah. You're gonna give us is the recipe online?
Did you do the recipe? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
we'll
Yeah.
make it.
Cause that looked bomb. Oh my gosh. And then when
And
you
it's
poured
actually-
the sauce over the top of it, like,
Yep, it was actually really easy.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
is it just low carb? Is it keto? What is it?
It's keto.
Okay.
It can be just low carb. It could be more less keto if you didn't do the frosting.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, it's because I used a brownie mix and a pre-made frosting that I added stuff to
Mm,
make it more bariatric friendly,
I love that.
to
Mhm.
add more flavor and to add protein.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just, frosting.
yeah.
And also, prepackaged frosting. So
Oh, I
I-
know. I'm the baker over here, and I'm like, nope. I make it all my frosting from scratch.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm one of the ones that I used to buy the pre-made frosting and
Yeah.
I would eat it with a spoon. Like, yeah, right? Like the cream cheese frosting, like, oh, I could get down on a tub of
The-
pre-made frosting for
the
sure.
German coconut caramel pecan frosting.
Oh, yep.
Never had that.
German chocolate cake.
Oh, that's my favorite cake.
That's
Yeah.
the frosting that's on the outside.
Oh.
That's what
I'm glad I
yeah.
never found it because, guys,
That
so
would have been a
bad.
problem.
that would have been a problem. I didn't even know that existed.
I love it.
Yeah, no.
Well, now don't just imagine that you didn't hear that.
yeah, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Doesn't
All right.
exist.
But
So yeah, we'll have to definitely check that out.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
you'll have to send us your blog too.
yes,
Put it
yeah.
on with
with this episode.
episode.
Um,
So as far as so let's get into Halloween.
okay.
You said you have some Halloween bariatric friendly snacks on your desk.
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So let's
will-
see some.
I'll have to put my cat down
Because
for
it is
this.
Halloween time.
Yes.
and,
Yes.
I don't know about you, but we're trying to find like what we can use instead of
Instead of candy.
instead of candy.
Yes.
Because like I love chocolate. I'm a chocolate girl. Which so
Mhm.
far we found Chalk Zero, the
Chalk-
milk chocolate.
The milk chocolate.
only.
The white chocolate was awful.
Not a fan.
The dark chocolate was not good.
See, and my husband loved both.
Really?
So he loved all three. So he thinks that we're just goofballs. But I'm
Well,
like,
it might be.
the milk chocolate's delicious.
Let me tell you, first of all, the one for a long time, the only white chocolate I could find that was sugar free was the Let's Bake Believe,
Oh,
and that
okay.
was horrible.
oh,
It was. It tasted, like when you have chocolate that's gone, not even so much stale, but like the cocoa fat, the cocoa solids have gone bad.
Starting to separate.
oh, yeah.
I bought a bag of them and it was $8 for like an 8-ounce bag of chips. I
Oh,
opened them and you could smell that very specific
Oh,
smell.
oh.
And I contacted the company and they're like, oh, well, you might not be used to it because we use a very high quality cocoa butter. And I was like, I went to culinary school.
Like,
Don't
that
you
is-
be pulling that shit on me. And then they wouldn't respond.
Oh,
So
so it's just a
And
bad
then-
product.
yeah. So
Okay.
then maybe like a month and a half to 2 months ago, I saw what is that company? They have the baking.
Lily's?
Yes, Lily's. They came out with like salted caramel, pumpkin spice, and they came out with a white chocolate. And so
Okay.
I snatched it up, and those are good.
Okay. So we didn't try the white chocolate.
No.
So we may have to get the white chocolate.
And I
But
was-
she doesn't like white chocolate, so it might just be a
That's
you
the
thing.
deal that I've made white chocolate with like the stuff that I baked at home. And everybody else says it's good. I think I just don't like white chocolate.
I think it's
I didn't
a
even like my
specific
own.
taste.
Yeah, I didn't even like my own
Yeah.
when I made it from scratch, and it was like all the bad stuff. Like
It was
wasn't-
all the bad stuff.
like there was sugar all up in that white chocolate.
all up in that. I love it.
So-
There was sugar all up in that.
But the lilies, we weren't a huge fan of. But then like Eric likes it again. He likes
Yeah.
all of the lilies, and then I tried it the next day, and the salted almond one was fine. I still didn't like the salted caramel, so
that's
it was too
weird.
salty.
Well, yeah, no. I was gonna say the bars I'm not a huge fan of because
Okay.
instead of adding stuff into them, they just flavor them.
Okay, that
So-
makes sense.
That makes more sense.
It's kind of it's weird because you expect a chocolate bar with salt and caramel, but you get a chocolate bar that is salty with a slight caramel flavor.
Yeah,
That
So
is
it's-
actually a perfect spot on description.
yeah.
So it works, but it's not like, oh my god, I love this.
Yeah.
Whereas I do really like their baking chips because
We'll have to
they-
try those out.
they fill a hole that like I haven't found another product that works.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to baking.
I was gonna say,
They
so
really
for
do.
baking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
we're
So
gonna
I'll
have to try.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to get some. I know Target carries them, so we can order them and get them here.
Yeah. I made a little pumpkin cheesecake quesadilla for like dessert the other night. I made my own pumpkin cream cheese spread so that because the stuff you buy in the store has sugar, so I made my own with brown sugar substitute, and I put that on a low carb tortilla, and I put some of the pumpkin spice baking chips, and then
Ooh,
I
That
like
sounds amazing.
I browned it in a pan, and then ate that with some of the pumpkin pie Greek yogurt from Dannon.
Oh,
So
Ooh.
good.
see, we need recipes from you because I run out of things to eat. I do.
Girl, watch
Ideas.
watch my Insta, and I all of my recipes that I post on Instagram, I put in my highlights, so they
Oh.
are forever there.
Oh,
Yay.
yay. Okay. I
Okay.
mean, and we try to catch as much as we can on
Yeah.
Instagram, you know.
I know
and
it's
there's
hard.
It will, and they filter out so many people. Like if
I
you don't
know.
interact with them every single day, then they take them out. Like it's weird because like you'll like a photo of ours and I'll go back and I'll be like, we didn't even get notified that you posted 5 things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Their algorithm, man.
Their algorithm sucks.
So,
Instagram, get it together. So
so
but-
on your desk.
yes, on your desk.
Yes. So on my desk, I have kind of a few different categories of things. What I want to start with is the old school sugar-free stuff.
Okay.
This is the stuff that the meme of the sugar-free gummy bears Amazon review, if you guys have ever seen that,
I don't think I have.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't.
look it up. You will laugh your asses off.
Okay.
But basically, these are the things. These are really good.
Okay.
These are all different kinds of Russell Stover sugar-free. Here I have peanut butter cups, toffee square mint, which is like a thin mint patty,
Ooh.
peanut delight, which is kind of like a caramel turtle but with peanuts instead of pecans, and a peanut butter crunch square, and also Werther's original chewy caramels.
Mm.
Oh, my
Um,
husband loves those.
These all are made with sugar alcohols.
Okay.
Okay.
And as most people know nowadays,
Mhm.
sugar alcohols es no bueno
Mhm.
for
Makes
most people. For most people, what it is that sugar alcohols are non-digestible fibers.
Oh.
And what happens is that they pass through your digestive system, and as they're making their way through your intestines, because they're non-digestible, they actually start fermenting
Oh.
as they're going through your intestines, and that's why they do what they do.
Yeah, and that's
So that's why you're very you smell sometimes.
you smell.
Yes.
Okay, you poop
You toot.
and you fart.
Yeah, you toot and poop.
You do.
Yes. You can get away with a couple of pieces
Mm.
depending on how much sugar alcohol is in there.
Got it.
Okay.
But you don't want to go on a candy binge with those things.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't want to go buck wild.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
We tried all those 2 weeks ago. Like I was totally fine.
Yeah, but we didn't eat enough to like, we
Yeah.
weren't eating like a half a bag or anything. Like we
No.
have
Yeah.
2 bites and then we go on to the next
I
thing.
know,
Yeah.
tried a lot.
We did try a lot though.
I was nervous because one of the girls was like, "Be careful, ladies."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and it's different for every person
Mhm.
because it depends on what your body does. That's the standard, bodily reaction, but
Right.
some people's bodies might not go through that fermentation stage.
Okay.
Gotcha.
If your intestines process faster,
Mm.
then it doesn't have the time to do it as much, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That makes
Um,
sense.
So those are the, grandma's standard sugar-free that have been around forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oldies but goodies. Just keep that in mind.
Yes. Small doses.
Yes.
Small doses.
In with those are the Lily's cups.
Okay. And
Um,
we did not like those.
They're salty.
Yeah, they're I'll eat them, but they're kind of, I don't know, there's almost like a weird numbing.
I feel like it tastes like butter, like straight
Yeah.
butter
It's
to
like
me.
yeah, there's
I
like a
don't, I
light
can't.
butter taste with the buttery salt taste.
Yeah, yeah. The peanut butter is definitely very very salty, and there's like a weird numbing, tingly weirdness to it.
Mhm,
But I know a lot of people that like them. But I will
mhm,
put the warning that these also have a lot of sugar alcohol in them,
mhm. They do.
so be careful.
Yes.
They do scratch the itch because you had me take those home.
Yeah.
And that was super helpful at night where I was having the craving. I was like, screw it, I'll have a Lily's candy. And it totally worked. It was like, okay, got my fill, got 2 in, and I was like, fine.
Yeah.
So
That's how I feel about the Yazoo ice cream bars.
mm,
Like I'll get that sugar craving or like I want something sweet and I go and have a Yazoo ice cream bar. Or Cody's started getting the it's called Alden's. It's only here in Oregon as far as I believe, but they're orange sickle
okay.
and they actually have less sugar than the Yazoo.
Oh,
And
Oh wow.
so good. They're so good. So I've been kind of stealing his. I actually had to buy him a box because I had eaten all of his.
you're like, oh shit.
I was like, well,
What
I'm
are-
home at night.
What are spouses for?
Exactly. But to share the ice cream.
Exactly. On the same vein, you guys were mentioning Chalk Zero.
Yes.
They have their keto barks. There's almond and hazelnut.
Ooh.
In my local store, they carry almond and hazelnut. They do have other ones on their websites, and I know that they also come out with seasonal ones.
Yes.
What store do you go
These-
to locally?
Wegmans.
Wegmans.
Yes, Wegmans is a Northeast only.
Mm.
Anybody that's listening that knows of Wegmans will be going, oh, Wegmans. It's got a cult following.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Love it.
These have no sugar alcohol in them.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
They still have 15 carbs per one of these,
Which that's a lot.
but it is 13 of the 15 is fiber.
Oh, then you're
Oh,
fine.
that's awesome.
That's totally fine.
No sugar alcohol, so it won't do that to you. But keep in mind it is keto, so it has 10 grams of fat in it.
Mm,
So while a lot of bariatric patients do keto, 10 grams of fat right here.
yeah. Yeah. That's a only sometimes type of.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
we talk to the nutritionists about total fat? I don't think
No, we
did.
were gonna go back.
That will be the next question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know what the amount is that you're supposed to have daily. Because there is an amount. So I mean, if you can work it in,
Yeah.
work it in.
Yeah, well my nutritionist does it per person,
Yeah.
depending on their lifestyle and their personal goals and their health and all of that. For me, she has it at 30%,
Okay.
with a daily calorie goal of between 12 and 1400.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Um,
maintaining.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
That's okay.
That's okay. You don't have to.
No worries.
Okay, so what's the next candy you have?
Something that I realized when getting this stuff together to do this, apparently peanut butter cups are very popular
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
because next up, Quest.
Oh, I bought a box. I bought a box.
Those are good.
They actually had these way back when. They had, I can't remember if they were called like chocolate temptations or chocolate something. They had 2 different options. They had these and one other thing, but I can't remember what that was.
Okay.
And right after I had the sleeve, I believe, they took them off the market because I guess they just weren't very popular.
Mm.
These are definitely a different recipe.
Okay.
Better?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
And nutritionally better too.
Mhm.
Oh, good.
These are definitely, well, I wouldn't even say they're on the keto side, because they do have 15 grams of fat, but they also have 13 carbs.
Mm,
They have 8 grams of sugar alcohol,
mhm.
but 11 grams of protein. So this is one of those ones that you could feel less bad about, because a lot of
Yes.
those other ones, they have nothing in the way of protein.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
this is one of those you can feel a little bit better about, because it is a protein snack.
Mhm,
Just don't be eating this all the time.
mhm.
Exactly.
Because
Just
this is-
Halloween night.
Just
Yeah.
Halloween night. That's it.
Yeah.
Just one.
This is one of the worst offenders for the saturated fat. It
Mm.
has 45% of your daily recommended.
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, fat
So
tastes good, guys. So
Yeah.
that's why.
yeah.
She's like, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
I liked the peanut butter cups.
I
I
did
mean, we
too.
were both like really impressed by them.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing is that I don't know if you know this. I hate Quest. Like,
oh really?
I hate the taste of their bars. Like, I don't mind their protein powder. Their
It's mainly protein bars.
yeah, it's mainly their protein bars
Yeah.
and their cookies. There's something in the taste that
Yeah.
I just cannot do, right? So I was totally expecting to hate these. And I get them and I'm like, I love them.
Yeah. She's like, God damn it.
God damn it, Quest. Make
You-
all the rest of your bars taste like
You
that.
gave him like a,
I'm-
5, didn't you?
I gave them like a 4.5. Yeah.
Out of 5. And she doesn't, we don't really give high numbers unless it's really freaking good.
Exactly.
And it won.
Yeah.
Quest was stronger.
Yep.
So good job.
Got
guys.
me. Yeah.
I'm a Quest fangirl for sure. I don't use their protein powders.
Okay.
I'm very picky about protein powders, but I don't really use them much in general.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just don't find them worthwhile. The only
Mm.
protein powders I really use are the collagen,
Mhm.
because I can use those in anything. I add them a lot in baking and cooking, and
Oh.
since they don't curdle, you can add them to hot liquids.
You put it in your
That's-
coffee.
yeah,
was
that's
told.
what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in my
I-
coffee.
I add them to soups a lot.
Oh, that's a good idea too. I never even thought about adding them to
Because there's
food.
no flavor, right?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
well, you can
Well,
buy flavored,
I was
but
gonna say they have one. They have bone broth ones that are
Mm.
basically like bouillon.
Oh,
ooh, that's cool.
easy peasy then.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's awesome.
What else do you got there?
Staying on the peanut butter cup train.
Everybody wants to
keto,
be a Reese's.
yeah, keto wise.
Okay.
Otherwise.
Peanut butter cup patties, I guess.
Ooh.
These, their nutrition is the other way, so I have to hold them upside down to look at the nutrition. These I actually don't buy very often. I buy they have 2 others, which are crispy caramel
Mm.
and chocolate pecan clusters.
I don't think I've even heard of Keto Wise. Have
no,
you?
no.
I wonder if they
I
have
buy-
them over at.
I buy this one, the crispy caramel, all the time because it has the best nutritional stats.
Oh,
They're all 120 calories.
okay.
But this one has 20 carbs. This one has the peanut butter has 20 carbs. The crispy caramel has 17, and the chocolate pecan has 16. Oh, but this has 130 calories. Sorry.
Got it.
Anyways, these are all keto. So they're higher in fat again.
Yeah.
And they all only have like 3 to 4 grams of protein each.
Do you like
Okay.
them? Like.
Oh, I love them actually.
Okay.
The peanut butter one I do like because the peanut butter texture is very weird. Again, it's not peanut butter texture, and when you eat it, it actually, you know how with a Butterfinger, when you chew it, it ends up like you get like a little. It's so hard to explain. Like
Mhm.
it compresses into like a little ball of candy while
Yeah,
you're chewing
okay.
it.
Yeah, the grit.
That's what the peanut butter in this does. It's almost like
Oh,
a Butterfinger.
Oh, that's
Nice.
kind. Yeah, that
Yeah, a
actually
little
sounds
flaky,
good.
kind of
And
falls
it's
off.
keto wise.
Yeah, keto wise.
We'll have to look them up.
Yeah, we'll have to check them out.
I found those at Wegmans yet again.
Okay.
Honestly, I did a Wegmans run right before this.
Oh,
Nice, nice.
I'm gonna look them up. 'Cause
Also-
I'm interested.
Found evolved keto cups. I, fair warning, have not eaten any of these.
Okay.
I've seen them, but I've never tried them. They have coconut butter cups in dark chocolate, almond butter cups, and caramel coconut butter cups in dark chocolate.
So you're also trying to find like a substitute for Halloween, yes? Is that kind of your goal too?
Yeah, because I am doing the Halloween bariatric buddy, that's connected to my year-long bariatric buddy
Yes.
exchange. So I wanted to make sure I had plenty of stuff to send my buddies, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that
definitely.
makes sense.
to send little goodie bags and stuff like that.
That's
These actually are not as bad as I thought they would be.
Oh, good.
They're 130. Oh, this one, the almond butter, is 130 calories for the both cups. 7 carbs, 3 protein, 10
All right.
fat.
Not bad.
so fun. Cool.
Not bad, yeah.
And then
Um,
I thought I peaked some smart sweets.
Yes, you did. That's
That-
what I was about to grab those.
we have recently discovered those.
I love those.
And the Swedish fish is
The
our
best.
favorite.
Yes.
Those are my favorite too.
Yep. Yep.
Again,
And-
texture.
Yes. And this week, I think we're actually on Thursday on our live, we're going to try the rest of those.
Yeah, the rest of them, like the Halloween one you have in your hand.
Yep.
Yep, the Halloween
Starburst
gummy
one.
worms. The
Yeah.
Starburst one is good, but kind of weird.
That's what I keep hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was it? Somebody tagged me. I'm trying to remember who it was, but she tagged me because with the Chalk Zero white chocolate, I tried to wipe it off my tongue.
Oh, yes.
And she said that the Starburst made her do that. And she was like, I feel for Kelly because now I understand.
I get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm like, please don't be that bad. I'm hoping.
But yeah, these are all like, everybody really likes these because there really are no gummies that don't have a ton of sugar alcohol.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So these are great because they all go on fiber.
Mhm.
They run on fibers that are sweeteners.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So they don't cause that stomach upset. But be aware that these 1 serving bags, like this one, is 42 carbs.
Yeah.
This one's 36, and this one's 35.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
having like when I brought those home, I was like, "Hey, family, we're gonna have these. Like, they're not."
Yeah. They're
one
not
gets
a whole bag. Yeah. No, not
Yeah.
at all. Not
Yeah.
at all.
So they are a once in a while. Again, this is like a treat. Don't plan on eating these a lot. I actually saw at BJ's that they had a coupon for a box of these. And I was like, oh, awesome. A box of little bags. Because generally when you see a box of stuff at BJ's, it's a box of little bags.
Yeah.
No, it was a box of 2 big bags.
Oh, weird.
Huh.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
that's
a bad
asking-
idea.
That's asking for it.
Yeah. So do we want to talk about costumes real quick
Yeah, definitely.
before we're
Wrapping it up.
we're wrapping up? So let's do so what are you being for Halloween this year?
I will admit probably nothing.
No.
I know.
It's not gonna be anything.
I know. It's in the past couple of years I haven't because to be honest, I live in an apartment complex that you have to buzz people into.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we don't get trick-or-treaters.
Okay.
I don't work, I'm disabled, so
There's no Halloween party at work for you.
yeah, there's especially this year where there's no
Yeah.
Halloween party at home either.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
So, but in previous years, my go-to was I called it the Hogwarts hooker
Oh, that's amazing. That's
because I did this even at my largest because I was one of those girls that I was actually much more confident in myself at my biggest than I
Yeah.
am now.
Mhm.
So I had found this tartan gray and black schoolgirl skirt
Okay.
at Walmart years and years ago, and I bought two of them and like sewed them together to make it big enough for me. And I had a tie, and like I made myself a little schoolgirl Hogwarts outfit and a wand
That's
and all this
awesome.
stuff. And because the skirt was made for tiny little girls, it was like
Super
this
short.
on me.
That's so funny.
Yep.
That's
See
so
ya,
funny.
booty.
See the
Oh.
booty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I actually went to the Halloween store
Yes.
to buy a costume for this year because this is my first year at my goal weight, like below my goal weight.
Yeah.
And so I was very, very excited to be able to be like, yeah, I wear small in Halloween costumes. And so their dressing rooms are not open, which,
of course.
Makes sense.
you know,
Yeah.
so my husband and I buy our costumes and I get the size, like, and I actually sized up. I was like, I'm just going to get a medium just to be safe on the safe side. So I get it home and realize that it does not fit. And I'm like, I'm Marcoing Melanie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not a fucking large. Like,
No, I'm a large. That means like I'm gonna be like a double X.
yeah.
In this goddamn costume.
And we were
line.
like, so what is wrong with Halloween costumes?
Yeah.
That's one thing that I always, and that's actually one of the reasons why I'm okay with not getting a Halloween costume.
Mhm.
And when I do Halloween costumes, I always put them together myself
Mhm.
because they are ridiculous. And something that my friend that I introduced to you and I always talk about is the fact that women's sizes and everything are so arbitrary.
Oh, and they're so
Seriously.
they're so random. Like,
What
it's-
what I don't understand is what is so different between the Halloween material
and regular material.
and regular material.
It's more
like-
fun.
Well, the Halloween material is cheap.
It's super cheap
Exactly.
and you can't move
And
in
yet-
it. So you
And
think
yet
that you could-
somehow it costs way more and they use
Yeah.
way less of it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm planning on being Wonder Woman. And so it is literally like a corset top and this little flappy skirt.
Yeah.
Like, and it's literally it was like $60, I think,
Yeah.
for the costume. And I'm just like, are you? And then it doesn't fit me.
Dude,
I'm like,
go order it from Hot Topic. They have the
oh,
So
they have the DC and Marvel collections in there, and it's not like exact
Ah.
replicas. They're
Yeah.
like slightly different,
yeah.
but they are so cute and they are actual clothes.
they're actual clothes. So I was gonna say, so I'm gonna be
Oh.
Poison Ivy.
Yes.
Oh,
And-
nice.
And I have my Hot Topic dress from that is Poison Ivy that I got like 2 years ago. Actually, never wore it because I was Wonder Woman. Because my main jam is Wonder Woman.
Yes.
But this year we're doing we are having like a mini like get together, just like people that we only hang out with on a regular
Yeah.
basis type
Mhm.
deal. And we're doing Arkham Asylum. And my husband's like going all out making signs, and we're having a graveyard with Batman being dead, and
yeah.
I
And
was-
Cody's being Batman.
And Cody-
My husband's being Batman,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be funny.
and I was like, I have a dress. Oh my god, I have Poison Ivy. I can just be her.
Yeah.
And I put it on, and it fits freaking like a glove, and it's a real freaking dress. Like it is thick as hell,
See, that's what I need.
and that's what they
Yeah.
need to be. And it wasn't even $60 for that dress. It was like 40.
Seriously, yeah.
Like, and it's just kind of ridiculous that like certain places you can get a very high quality for
Mhm.
cheaper, but if you go to the Halloween store, you're gonna feel like one, your self-esteem is gonna be down when you leave, or when you try
Yeah.
it on.
I felt like shit when
yeah.
after I tried that. I'm like, what? I'm not a medium?
No.
Like, how did I gain 30 pounds overnight?
It's like, no, you didn't.
No.
They just want to placate on your insecurities. And
Yeah.
it's like it fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
because I had
Yeah.
to order a large. Like,
it
most of
doesn't
the
make
time I'm a
sense.
small, extra small.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cancel that. Go on hottopic.com. you'll find Wonder Woman, and it'll be something that you can actually wear more than once.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do it. I like it.
Because I can wear this dress like out.
Oh yeah, it's
Anywhere.
super cute.
Like if it's it's a party like at a club, like I could totally rock that dress.
Yeah,
Because it's green with velvet lining of the Riddler and
which
all the,
I
not
picked
Riddler,
out
but
your
the-
eyeshadow
Ivy.
over the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, I went
Ooh.
through all my makeup because I'm gonna do her makeup for
Yeah.
Poison Ivy, and I was like picking out all the cool greens so I can like do like 4 or 5 different greens.
Are you going to do
Ooh.
classic Poison Ivy, or have you watched the newest cartoon?
So I chose to be Poison Ivy from Earth 2 so I can have my black hair. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't want to wear a wig.
Yeah.
But we have like I actually ordered Poison Ivy like the fake flowers so that way I
Mhm.
can like put it in my hair and then I'm gonna put the on the side of my face.
Yep.
And then she's gonna do my green makeup. So
Yeah, it's gonna look amazing.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
We'll show everybody. We'll
Oh
post
yeah,
the
we're gonna post pictures like
so
crazy.
it'll be
So
fun.
yeah,
That is, I do wish I had, like somewhere to go, something to do, because I do love that. And it's just, we're homebodies,
Yeah.
like my husband and I mean, I love it, trust me, because every time, like if we go out he's less of a homebody than I am in many
Yeah.
ways. So if we go out, like by the time we come home, I'm like, nope.
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 Like I don't want
Nope.
anything else.
yeah.
Nope.
There's certain times where I'm like that. I'm like, I just want to go home. I
Yeah.
just want to go home and relax.
Yeah.
Like there's certain days where I'm just like, I can't people today. Like,
Mhm.
no.
Oh, that's really the problem. It's never really like wanting to leave. It's just like I don't want to talk to someone. I don't wanna
yeah,
talk to
I
people.
don't want to people today.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
really, COVID gave us an excuse to
Oh
just
yeah.
be homebodies. Like
Seriously.
literally just like they're like, okay, we're gonna take the people that like to be home and you get to just stay there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Very cool. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah.
Just that we've mentioned a couple times, I do have a blog.
Yes. Yes.
Um, It is a recipe blog, but there are also sprinkled in there a couple posts, about bariatric life in general. And if anybody's ever interested in writing a post about, being a bariatric patient or your experiences thereof or anything, especially, the psychology behind it, because I think that's something that is not covered enough.
It's not. You're right.
Correct.
People are so often concerned about the physicality of it, which is important, obviously.
Mhm.
But the psychology of it is very, very important, and honestly, I think plays a much larger role.
Yes.
that-
It's a
people-
mental game that you have to play no matter
It-
what.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no question.
Well, and that's why we do the podcast,
Yeah,
is because we do talk about the mental side of it versus just the physical, which, like you said, the physical is important. However,
Mhm.
there is a lot that goes on in our heads every time.
Later in the show this time, though.
Yeah,
Good job.
I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So
Anything else? Sorry. can
yes,
kinda
we
cut
will
you off?
definitely shout out your blog. We are excited to look at it. And
but yeah, just the blog, it's been kind of stagnant lately, but holiday time is my up time. I do a lot of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's stuff because that's what
Awesome.
people want a lot of.
Yeah.
So I should be hopefully getting stuff going soon. Lots of recipes. If people want to follow me on Insta, I'm sure you guys will have all my information for that.
yes, we
Um,
will.
I also do, as I mentioned, I do bariatric exchange.
Yes.
I will be
What
doing
is
it
that
again.
exactly?
It's basically a way to build your support system. Every year I put together a bariatric exchange where people send in, like, fill out these questionnaires, tell me all about themselves, the type of surgery they had, why they had it, what they like, what they don't like, their favorite snacks, what kind of person they are, what kind of support system they need, just all these different things. And then me and a couple of others that helped me go through all these applications. And what we do is a little bit different than a lot of the other exchanges is we match people up based on their answers.
Oh,
We don't
nice.
just go through and slap people together.
Yeah.
We match people up. We try our best to match people up that we think will be really good together,
Yeah,
because we
that's
want
awesome.
you to become long-term support.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then throughout the year, you just send little, bariatric goodie packages to each other.
It's fun.
And you get little gifts. This past year we decided to do it every month. I don't know if we'll do every month next year or every other month or whatever. We'll
Okay.
figure it out. But yeah, you just little gifts with little notes, and basically you're just like, hey buddy, I'm here. I understand. I support you. Rah rah sis
Yeah.
boomba.
We'll
I'm
cheer
your
each other
cheerleader.
on.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I love it.
And
We're all about that.
it's just a good way to build your support network.
Great.
So,
and we will link that in our
Yes.
post also, so
Yes.
that if somebody wants to go over and do that and participate, they can find you on there.
Yep. And next month is when I will start posting about next year's.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mia, for being here.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me,
We
ladies.
appreciated you taking the time out to talk with us and talk about all things Halloween and your journey. We really
we just
appreciate
love
it.
you, and it was a pleasure because I didn't know much about your journey. Which
Yeah.
I was excited that I didn't, so I can actually have like some like real reactions to it. So
Yeah.
you've been through a lot, and if you need anything, also like we're here to support you. So
100%.
contact us any freaking time of
Yes.
the day. We don't care.
Yep,
We will answer.
exactly.
I appreciate you.
All right. We love you, Mia.
Love you. Have a good
Love
night.
you too.
Bye.
Bye.